It's available for download right now. Those few words spread like a wildfire through forums and social media the moment Grand Theft Auto fans caught wind of an alleged early listing on the Xbox store. Gamers gasped. Even seasoned industry insiders momentarily froze. Could it really be that the most eagerly awaited title on the planet, in development for several painstaking years, had miraculously dropped on consoles a full year ahead of schedule? The shock gave way to a frenzy of speculation, half wishing it were true and half expecting it to vanish in an instant. And vanish it did, leaving behind little more than a small placeholder file and a tidal wave of questions. Today, we will dissect the entire story, from the baffling 328-megabyte download that set the world on edge all the way to the newly confirmed release date that many wish would arrive sooner rather than later. So, what was the real reason behind this sudden spark of excitement and subsequent disappointment? Why did fans see a mysterious Grand Theft Auto 6 listing on the Xbox store if the game is not even due to launch until 2026? And how does this entire mix-up connect to Rockstar Games' history of releasing explosive teasers, only to follow them with high-profile delays? In this video, we will take a deep dive into the labyrinth of official announcements, rumors, and behind-the-scenes drama to untangle exactly what is happening with Grand Theft Auto 6. Stick around, because we are going to explore every angle, from the Florida-inspired Leonida region that forms the brand-new open world, to the protagonists who promise to shake up the narrative formula, to the speculation that the game might require unprecedented hard drive space and a triple-digit price tag. Let us begin by clarifying how the supposed GTA 6 release on the Xbox store was actually a placeholder phenomenon. One moment, some users were convinced that Rockstar had performed a stealth drop, akin to the surprise album releases popularized in the music industry. The next moment, it became clear that this was merely a pre-installation tactic. Rockstar has been known to place placeholder files on digital storefronts so that, once the actual content is ready, players can begin downloading critical data well in advance of official launch day. More than a few fans have called the move cruel, especially for those who found themselves momentarily believing they had, by sheer luck, caught hold of the world's most anticipated game long before anyone else. Yet such is the power of Grand Theft Auto 6 hype that even the faintest illusion can spark a stampede of speculation. Of course, the biggest story behind the entire fiasco is the new release date itself. After years of rumors placing the game in late 2025, Rockstar recently confirmed that we can expect the globe-spanning phenomenon of GTA 6 to arrive on 26 May 2026. We have seen this pattern before. Red Dead Redemption 2 also faced multiple launch delays. In that earlier case, Rockstar teased a release window, missed it, and then slipped the date again. By the time Red Dead Redemption 2 finally arrived on store shelves, nearly 2 years had passed since its original teaser debuted, building anticipation to an almost feverish pitch. Now, with Grand Theft Auto 6, one cannot help but see the parallels. The first official teaser dropped in December 2023, leaving fans expecting a 2025 launch. Then, the second trailer thundered into the world on 6 May, racking up an astonishing 475 million views in one day. It was at that peak of excitement that Rockstar announced the change to 26 May 2026, cementing it as yet another legendary delay in the company's storied timeline. The question everyone is asking is, why the delay this time? According to Strauss Zelnick, the chief executive officer of Take-Two, Rockstar found itself grappling with a project of unparalleled complexity. Zelnick explained that since the development of Grand Theft Auto 6 began in earnest back in 2020, it has ballooned into the single most ambitious title Rockstar has ever created. The complexities, he said, are vast, from the scale of the open world to the depth of the story mode to the advanced AI systems that will purportedly make every corner of Leonida come alive with procedural realism. The result, as Zelnick emphasized, is a game so monumental, so intricately detailed, that Rockstar could only do it justice by pushing the release date to 2026. As fans know, Rockstar's obsession with detail is the stuff of legend, from the horse physics in Red Dead Redemption 2 to the living, breathing cityscapes in every Grand Theft Auto. In this upcoming installment, we are bound to see that perfectionism taken to unimaginable heights. Enter the setting, Leonida, Rockstar's fictional version of Florida. This is not simply the triumphant return to Vice City. though that iconic neon playground is the central metropolis. No, the scope is broader now, stretching from the pastel hotels and blazing nightlife of Vice City Beach, to the sun-scorched Leonida Keys, to the swampy wetlands of Grass Rivers. One of the major rumors swirling around the game is that players will be able to hop onto speedboats and plane rides and travel far beyond the single metropolitan focus of earlier titles. That means exploring sugar plantations in Ambrosia, scouring dusty small-town roads in Port Gellhorn, and even climbing the rugged slopes of Mount Calaga. Some speculate we might get glimpses of neighboring Gloriana, which could be Rockstar's imaginative take on Georgia. If you long for the days of cross-state journeys, reminiscent of GTA's earlier attempts at multiple cities, you are in luck. Grand Theft Auto 6 aims to deliver a sweeping spectacle of places to discover, each with its own flavor and secrets. But a sprawling open world is only as engaging as the characters who populate it. Here, Rockstar has already begun revealing a few tantalizing details. The first intriguing highlight, we have not one but two main protagonists, Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos. Jason, said to be a former soldier who drifted into the shady underworld of small-time drug running in the Keys, brings a hardened perspective shaped by his experiences abroad. Lucia, by contrast, has just been released from the Leonida penitentiary, determined to transform her life, but also unafraid to get her hands dirty if that is what it takes to succeed. They will be joined by a gallery of colorful personalities, including war-hardened smugglers, aspiring music moguls, and local legends who run everything from strip clubs and recording studios to entire real estate portfolios. If you are as excited as I am to see how these daring individuals collide in a collision of ambition and betrayal, go ahead and let me know. Your reactions fuel my passion to keep diving deep into these stories. Within this cast of characters are also some big personalities who may shape the broader arcs of GTA 6. Consider Cal Hampton, a friend of Jason Duval, who listens in on Coast Guard communications while nursing a beer, or Brian Heater, a seasoned contraband smuggler who has carved out a harsh existence in the Keys. They are joined by Booby Ike, described as a Vice City legend, owning a strip club and building an empire of less-than-legal operations, and Draquan Priest, an up-and-coming music producer determined to secure a lasting mark on the city's underground hip-hop scene. Not to be outdone is the rap duo Real Dimes, made up of Bay Lux and Roxy, both hustling on the streets and the stage, blending social media clout with less lawful ventures. All these threads intertwine with the game's storyline, promising a chaotic tapestry that is sure to keep players glued to their controllers. If you found any of these character details particularly thrilling, consider showing a little love right now. Your support helps ensure we keep unearthing more of these fascinating tidbits. As for the gameplay itself, we can only guess based on Rockstar's track record. Expect the typical formula of free-roaming exploration, elaborate heists, side missions that reveal hidden pockets of the world, and a storyline that melds cinematic flair with biting social commentary. In previous games, side activities ranged from managing businesses like nightclubs to chasing cryptic collectibles in far-flung corners of the map. This time, we are hearing rumors that a fully dynamic environment will adapt to your actions in ways we have never seen before. Imagine stepping into a local business, causing trouble, returning a few in-game days later, and discovering that the owners have boarded up or changed their entire approach in reaction to your behavior. The scale of interactivity, if the rumors are to be believed, dwarfs anything in the industry to date. Rumor also has it that Rockstar is dedicating a significant portion of resources to perfecting the game's online suite, building on the massive success of Grand Theft Auto Online. There are quiet rumblings about a newly designed progression system, more heavily instanced areas for cooperative missions, and even dynamic events that transform the entire open world for days at a time. Some clandestine sources claim that the developer is working on integrating advanced social media mechanics right into in-game smartphones, meaning your character might become a star, or a menace, on platforms modeled after real-world equivalents. Whether this will come to fruition or not, one thing is certain. Rockstar's aspiration to dominate the online space once again will be front and center. This leads us to speculation regarding the game's cost. Whispered rumors suggest that because the development budget for Grand Theft Auto 6 is rumored to be anywhere between $1 billion and $2 billion, the final retail price may break new ground for console games. Talk of a $150 price tag has circulated in hushed corners of the internet, though official sources have remained mum. Nonetheless, the industry is moving toward higher price points for major releases, with next-gen titles occasionally hitting the $70 or $80 mark. Some fans might feel a pinch if Rockstar decides to charge more, but it is equally likely the standard retail price will hover around $70 or $80 for the base edition. Rockstar has a history of releasing multiple versions, from basic editions up to lavish collector's sets, so do not be surprised if there is a premium version loaded with real-world items and digital bonuses. In fact, many suspect limited edition bundles could sell out within minutes, given just how rabid the fan base is. Now, what about the platforms? Rockstar has confirmed that GTA 6 will arrive on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, ignoring older consoles entirely. The question remains whether a PC version might launch simultaneously, or in Rockstar's typical pattern, come out a few months or even years after the console release. Historically, Rockstar has delayed its PC ports, as evidenced by GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. For Nintendo enthusiasts, the rumored Switch 2 has been discussed, but no official announcement suggests that Rockstar plans to bring its flagship series to any Nintendo hardware, at least not at the time of the game's initial launch. Strauss Zelnick has mentioned that Take-Two sees potential in supporting the Switch brand, yet it is unclear if the company's biggest property will land there. If you think that all of these revelations, rumors, and official confirmations sound overwhelming, that is precisely the point. Grand Theft Auto 6 might be the most hyped game in modern history. Nearly every facet of pop culture has felt its presence, from the esports community to mainstream news outlets to highbrow media critics. And behind the hype is the unstoppable momentum of a brand that has defined open-world gaming for decades. Rockstar has built a reputation for weaving fiercely satirical, often comedic worlds that hold up a mirror to real-life societies. Drivers idle in traffic, radio stations blast irreverent talk shows. Passers-by have distinct personalities. These details became the hallmark of Grand Theft Auto. Now, with the promise of an even larger map, more complex story arcs, and a sprawling cast, the series aims to set the bar for open-world immersion higher than ever. Ironically, that same ambition underpins the delays that have frustrated so many fans. Speaking of frustration, let us not forget the meltdown that occurred when the second official trailer dropped on 6 May. On the one hand, fans were elated to see new glimpses of Vice City's neon-soaked beaches, the pastel skyline, and the updated compositions of local dive bars and strip clubs that evoke the pulse of modern Florida nightlife. On the other hand, Rockstar calmly added that the actual release will not happen until 26 May 2026, crushing any lingering hopes that we might get our hands on the game sooner. Given that the trailer shattered online viewership records, amassing 475 million views in 24 hours, it is safe to say that people are paying very close attention. Even now, months later, the game's social media announcements continue to rack up millions of engagements in mere hours. All of this begs the question, will Rockstar maintain such an aggressive hold on the game's release schedule, or might it slip even further? After all, Red Dead Redemption 2's final release date arrived nearly 2 whole years after its first teaser. We have now seen the same pattern begin to unfold with GTA 6. Could an extra delay push the timeline into 2027 or beyond? At this stage, Rockstar insists that once they narrow down a date, they typically aim to meet it, referencing their history of eventually hitting their final promises. Nevertheless, the gaming world has learned to brace for possible pushbacks, especially given that we are dealing with a title rumored to be the largest and most complex open-world experience ever crafted. The tension between fans' hopes and Rockstar's penchant for perfection is palpable. Recently, insiders have pointed to the wave of staff returning to the office in February 2024. Apparently, Rockstar made a considerable push to unify its development teams under one roof once more, citing security concerns and efficiency in communication. Studio leadership insisted that face-to-face collaboration was essential for hitting the enormous scope and tight deadlines associated with GTA 6. Some employees have suggested that the added pressure to bring everyone back in person might accelerate development, while others caution that creative teams often need more flexible arrangements to flourish. Whether this has contributed to a more stable release plan, or sowed seeds of discontent remains uncertain, but it is clear that Rockstar is pouring every resource into ensuring the final product is up to snuff. At the center of all this is arguably the game's story. Rockstar is known for combining classic crime drama with biting satire. Here, we have a duo stepping into the massive shoes once filled by the likes of Tommy Vercetti, Carl Johnson, and the trio from GTA 5. Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos, each wrestling with personal demons and moral compromises, promise to bring fresh perspectives. The game's second trailer offered glimpses of Lucia, fiery and determined, alongside Jason, whose background as a former soldier hints at a disciplined approach to the chaos that often swirls around Grand Theft Auto protagonists. If the rumors of advanced dialogue systems and branching storylines hold water, we might see more nuanced moral choices than ever before, potentially including the chance for the player to shape the fate of Vice City's criminal underbelly in significant ways. We also know that GTA 6 is likely to feature trainable skill systems, a concept teased back during external developer leaks. Characters might learn new special abilities or refine existing ones, from driving performance to marksmanship to even stealth takedowns. The expansive swamps and backwaters of Leonida suggest a stealthy approach to certain missions might be the best route, while the neon playground of Vice City Beach beckons for loud, flashy extravagance. Ready to stage an epic showdown in the middle of a bustling nightclub? Rockstar's comedic approach to realism means that the crowd will very likely panic, scattering in every direction, making the environment itself part of the challenge, or the fun. But do not expect the game to be all about criminals running amok. Player progression and real-world economy systems are rumored to be a major part of GTA 6's design. If you have played GTA Online, you know that owning property, customizing vehicles, and building your personal empire can become quite the addictive loop. Rockstar has apparently worked on ways to tie these elements more tightly into single player, so that your resource management and financial decisions might directly affect mission outcomes. A carefully planned heist could result in game-changing riches, while a messy job that catches the attention of local authorities might blockade future expansion opportunities. This integrated approach, if realized, could propel GTA 6 into a class of its own, marrying narrative complexity with open-world freedom. One question that remains unanswered is whether the game will feature robust cross-platform connectivity. We have seen some studios experiment with crossplay, allowing Xbox, PlayStation, and PC players to roam the same servers together. Rockstar has yet to confirm or deny crossplay for GTA 6, but industry observers note the trend is steadily growing. If Rockstar invests heavily in an expansive online mode, cross-platform functionality could be an enormous draw, making it simpler for friends on different systems to explore Vice City together. Still, technical and licensing barriers could stand in the way, and Rockstar may prefer to refine the online environment for each platform separately, at least at the outset. The meltdown and subsequent triumph surrounding the early Xbox listing demonstrate just how hungry the public is for any scrap of GTA 6 news. A placeholder of a few hundred megabytes was enough to trigger waves of excitement and heartbreak. Yet it also underscores the modern reality of digital distribution, where publishers occasionally seed placeholders well ahead of time to prepare for day-one downloads that can measure in the hundreds of gigabytes. As game file sizes continue to escalate, it makes sense that Rockstar would want to smooth the process by letting players preload significant chunks of data. It is just unfortunate that such a step briefly teased the possibility of an impossible early release, stirring up the community in ways that only Grand Theft Auto can. We have touched on the stratospheric hype, the looming release date, the star-studded cast of characters, and the evolving scale of the open world. But how could we end this exploration without circling back to the question that often ignites the most debate? Will the final product justify these enormous expectations? History suggests that yes, Rockstar excels at setting new industry benchmarks whenever it reveals a mainline title, but the stakes grow higher each time, and the margin for error narrows. They are trying to outdo not just the competition, but their own storied legacy. If, in a year's time, we discover that Grand Theft Auto 6 is the most jaw-dropping creation in gaming history, many people will say, "Of course it is. Look how long they spent perfecting it." But if it somehow fails to meet the glimmering standards set by fan imaginations, the disappointment could resonate for ages. The key point is that never in Grand Theft Auto's history has there been a title so layered with rumor, misdirection, and legitimate hype. Like an unstoppable wave, May 2026 might feel far away, but you can be sure that every month will bring new tidbits, leaks, or announcements that keep the conversation roaring. And with each day that passes, anticipation only grows. Whether the rumored advanced AI, the potential cross-platform synergy, or the multi-state open world end up defining the game, one fact remains undeniable. Once the final product hits our consoles, the gaming landscape will never be the same. This might be the kind of cultural moment that transcends video games, echoing across pop culture as a pivotal event. In the meantime, we will keep our eyes peeled for more details on everything from the potential price tag to the final shape of the online multiplayer experience. This script has only scratched the surface of how massive Grand Theft Auto 6 is shaping up to be. But fear not. As the months tick by and the date of 26 May 2026 draws nearer, the floodgates of information are bound to open wider. For now, the dream remains, a sprawling, sunny playground built to be the ultimate reflection of modern life, humor, chaos, and ambition in a single, brilliantly realized digital world. Whatever your theories, hopes, or fears may be for the next chapter in the Grand Theft Auto saga, one thing is crystal clear. Rockstar has us wrapped around its little finger once again, waiting for the next big reveal. And if you do not want to miss a single twist in this ever-evolving story, it might be wise to add some form of subscription or notification so you can stay in the loop the moment new details drop. Because between the rumored triple-digit special editions, the possibility of expansions beyond Leonida, and the swirling controversies that inevitably accompany a Rockstar release, this saga is only getting started. By the time we reach launch day, each of us will have formed our own idea of what this game must offer, yet Rockstar is guaranteed to surprise us all. So, here we stand, counting down the months until Vice City's neon glow lights up our screens once more, and awaiting the countless heists, shootouts, road trips, and comedic misadventures that will undoubtedly unfold in the swirling chaos of GTA 6. That fleeting moment when everyone thought the game was already available for download may have been a mirage, but it served as a perfect snapshot of the intense thirst the community has for this game. As day one eventually arrives, with players racing to secure their copies and leap into the wild sprawl of Leonida, those few false starts and placeholder downloads will fade into memory. What will remain is a defining experience in gaming history, one that pushes boundaries, sets new standards, and ignites 1,000 conversations about what the Grand Theft Auto series truly represents in our culture. And with that, my friends, we have reached the end of this deep dive into the intrigue-filled world of Grand Theft Auto 6.